These are the best hair products that are actually worth your money. If you're new here, hi, my name is Serena Kareem. I'm a bioengineer and trichologist in training who breaks down all things beauty so you can make the best decisions when it comes to buying your products. In this video, we're breaking down the best repair products to repair your hair, but also how to use the products so you can get the best results possible. And as always, we have timestamps, so if there's a certain part in this video you're more interested in, you can go straight to it. But before we talk about the best repair product for repairing your hair, we need to talk a little bit about damage. Every day your hair goes through damage, whether it be you're bleaching your hair, you're blow drying your hair, you're brushing your hair, or you're just going outside. And things like this not only affect the outside of our hair with split ends, cuticle damage, and dryness, but it also affects your hair internally. Specifically in the keratin chains, which impact the shape, structure, and strength of your hair. And they're also where your hair bonds come from. Keeping all of that in mind, knowing what type of damage you have not only helps you prevent further damage, but it also helps you choose products for your routine so you can repair your hair. So we'll walk through the 5 most common types of damage and how to identify the signs in your hair so you know exactly what you're working to fix. Now let's break it all down. The first type of damage you should look for is heat damage, which happens when you use flat irons, curling wands, and blow dryers at really high temperatures. And these high temperatures actually break down your hair's natural protein structure, and that's specifically your hair's keratin. Some signs of heat damage is first if you use hot tools and if you have some type of dullness, brittleness, dryness, frizz. And if you're using something like the Revlon brush, you'll have not only some heat damage, but you'll also have breakage like at your roots, and that's actually mechanical damage, which we'll get into in a little bit. The second type of damage you should look for is chemical damage, and this is damage from bleach, dyeing your hair, relaxers, perms, keratin treatments, because all of these change the internal structure and bonds of your hair. Some signs of chemical damage is if you've had one or more of these services and your hair feels really mushy when it's wet. This happens a lot with bleach. It snaps easily, and as you touch your hair strands, it has a really rough texture that no conditioner can fix. Now, the third type of damage is mechanical damage, which happens when you're brushing or detangling too roughly and you're constantly wearing your hair in really tight styles. Now, this can happen to pretty much everyone because most people have to detangle your hair. Styling your hair, it kind of just depends on the person, but this can happen without using heat or any chemical process. So if you have, let's say, bleach damage and you also wear your hair really tight, you can have bleach and mechanical damage. Some signs of mechanical damage can be split ends. Some parts of your hair might be broken off in different places. We actually see this a lot with the Revlon brush, like I mentioned before, and just a general lack of all smoothness of your hair. The fourth type of damage is environmental damage. Happens with exposure to the sun, to chlorine, and pollution. And this ends up weakening and drying out your hair, especially if you're outside a lot and or you're swimming a lot. Some signs you can look for are things like dryness and dullness, but also if your color fades. So if you color your hair and you go outside a lot, the color that's deposited onto your hair would fade faster. But also, even if you don't have color hair, you can still get damage due to sun exposure. The fifth type of damage is from product buildup, but also having a routine that's not that great. Because there's some underlying issues that your hair or even your scalp might be having that you're not addressing with your routine, which can end up damaging your hair. So for an example, let's say you always shampoo your hair, but you don't condition, your hair is going to get really dry. Or if you're not washing your hair well, a sign might be that you have a really greasy scalp, or a combination of a greasy scalp and dry ends. Now, some people will have a greasy scalp and dry ends either because their hair is really long or they just have a lot of sebum production and none of that sebum is like getting to the ends of their hair because like they have textured hair or they have really long hair. But the whole point is that you're not addressing the underlying issue, which can end up damaging your hair in the long term, because a consistent routine is really important. Figuring out what type of damage you have can be helpful for selecting what products you should use, which is the next thing we're going to go over. And if you want a more in-depth explanation of how damage and repair products work, I have a course called Intro to Hair Science that gives you a deeper look on hair damage and how to really fix hair damage. And it's available as a guided course with me, but also you can go through it on your own as an ebook. Now let's get into the top 10 products that can fix the damage you have. First, we have the K18 hair mask, which uses the K18 peptide to restore the keratin change in your hair, which makes your hair softer, more elastic, and stronger. Keeping that in mind, who are the people that should be using K18? Technically, we all have some type of hair damage, So we can benefit from K18, but the people who are going to see the most results are going to be the people who have like severe heat damage, chemical damage, or even styling damage. I use K18 because I bleach parts of my hair because I have highlights, but I even used it before then, but I wouldn't use it unless you have the budget for it or you just really want to use the product. Because in cases of chemical and heat damage, that's when you see the most change in your hair structure. And K18 is kind of there to replenish that keratin loss that changed your structure. To use K18, you shampoo your hair and then you apply it to damp hair, not soaking wet hair, to damp hair. And another type of routine you can do is you shampoo your hair, then you use K18, you wait the 4 minutes, and then you condition and style. How you use K18 kind of depends on your hair and how much time you have. I find that going back in the shower to condition my hair takes a little bit more time. So if I'm in a crunch, I'll just wet my hair a little bit more and style after using K18. And some people on Instagram didn't believe that you can condition after using K18. And so if you're interested in learning more myths about K18, I have a video here. And if you just have a chemical treatment and you need a pick-me-up for your hair, I would use it 3 to 6 times, like in consecutive wash days. If you wash your hair 2 times a week, you can use K18 for 3 weeks on every wash, and then after that, you can use it every couple weeks. Now, if you're still not sure if you should get K18, what are some pros and cons that can help you choose if this product's right for you? Pros: it's a molecular repair product. It repairs your hair's internal structure. It's lightweight and silicone-free for those who don't like silicones. It's color-safe, and it's often a service you can ask for in a salon. Now, what are the cons? The product is really small and it's $75. And it also can take a little bit of time in your wash day because you have to shampoo your hair, then apply the product, and then style or condition as usual. And if you have a lot of buildup, K18 may not work as well. So making sure you have clean hair is essential to this product. Now, I know one of the cons I mentioned for K18 is that it's really expensive. So for the repair product blueprint, I actually break down for each product when the best times are to get the product so that you can get it when it's on sale if you can't regularly afford the $75. The second product on the top 10 repair list is the Fenty Hair Comeback Kit. This is one of my favorite multi-use hair products. It's a bond repair product that's powered by something called Replenacore 5. And Replenacore 5 is basically a blend of amino acids and plant extracts that repair broken bonds in your hair. Now, who should use this product? For most repair treatments, the people who are going to see the biggest difference is always going to be the people who have chemical and bleach damage. And it's the same thing with K18. It's the same thing for the Comeback Kit. But because this product is a little bit cheaper than K18, I would also recommend it to anyone who just wants a hair treatment that'll make your hair really hydrated. But I also recommend this to you if you don't have that much damage on your hair too. And it's mostly because it's not only a treatment itself, but it also can be used as a leave-in, and it's super hydrating and really good at helping you detangle your hair. So if there's a week that your ends are starting to feel a little dry, then just use the Fenty Hair Comeback Kit. Now, to use this product, you shampoo your hair and apply it to damp hair, not soaking wet hair, to damp hair. And you leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can rinse it out and do your normal routine, or you can just leave it on and style your hair. And this is kind of like the same instructions as K18, but the biggest difference between the two, because they're both leave-on products, is that I find that K18 doesn't hydrate my hair enough after I use it. But the Fenty Hair does a really good job and even helps with the detangling process. Now, I don't recommend you leave a treatment on your hair unless it says to leave it on your hair, because unless this is a multi-use product, you could run into problems with not only further damaging your hair, but also with skin irritation. If this is the only hair treatment you get from this video, I would just use this once a week or once every other week. Some pros of this product is that it's a multi-use product, so it can be used as just a treatment or a treatment and a leave-in. It's really good at hydrating your hair, and it's suitable for a lot of different hair textures. And if you don't like silicones, it's also a silicone-free product. Now, for cons, only real con for the Fenty Hair Comeback Kit is really the price. Now, it's not as expensive as K18, but it's still $36. So if you use it frequently, you're going to use it up fast, and you might not be able to restock. If this is too expensive for you to get consistently, I have another product that you can work into your routine. And that product is the Dove Bond Serum Mask. This mask uses silicones and something Dove calls peptide-rich bioprotein care, which repairs your hair bonds, strengthens your keratin structure, and reduces breakage, leaving your hair softer, smoother, and stronger. sure. This mask is probably one of the best hair masks I've used to detangle my hair, like even better than high-end products I've used in the past. Like the previous treatments, this mask is best for heat damage and chemical damage hair, but because it's at such a low price and it works so well with so many different types of hair, I've even recommend this to you even if you have minimal hair damage, which isn't something I would say about every product, but this one for sure. To use this product, first you wash your hair and then apply this to damp hair. You can leave it on for a minute and rinse, or you can leave it on to tangle then rinse. I know some people who like leaving their hair mask on for 30 minutes. This is something you can do that with, but just make sure you rinse the product off. Now, what are the pros and cons of this product? First is that this product is affordable and super user-friendly, and it's accessible and works for most hair types. Some cons is that people may not like that this has silicones, but silicones, trust me, are not bad for your hair. And some people might prefer a leave-on treatment like a K18 or the Comeback Kid. Now that we've gone over some treatments you can use after you shampoo, what if you want something to help you before you even shampoo your hair? Or even before you get in the shower? Now the fourth product on this list is the Garnier Fructis Hair Filler Treatment. This is a pre-poo, and according to Garnier, it has a 15% peptide, citric acid, and a bond repair complex to repair your hair. To use this product, you get in the shower, you wet your hair, and then you apply this product from the ends to your roots. Then you leave it on for 5 minutes and then you can rinse. I like to leave it on and just go straight in for a shampoo, but it's up to you what you want to do. How often you should use this? I would just say every time you shampoo. If you can't get it every time, you can do once a week, but every time, this bottle is pretty affordable and it's pretty large, so you can do it every time you shampoo. If you don't know if you should buy this product still, here are some pros and cons. Like the Dove hair mask, it's super accessible, it's affordable, and it's really user-friendly. And it also will work well for most hair types. The only con I could think of is that it's just another step in your wash day routine. So adding a pre-poo before you shampoo might just add a couple minutes. And if you're in a rush, that might not be ideal. But if you don't want to use Garnier and you're more of a loyal fan of L'Oreal, we have the L'Oreal Everpure Bond Repair Concentrate. As we're going over L'Oreal, I want to take a note that the Garnier Fructis one is twice the L'Oreal size. And I'm pretty sure they're both at very similar price points. So if you want more bang for your buck, I'd go for the Garnier. But if you're a huge L'Oreal fan, then just use Everpure. Everpure is also a little bit heavier than Garnier, but let's go more into this product. For the people that can use this, really anyone could use this, but this one tends to be a little bit heavier than the Garnier. So if you have extreme damage or you have like a very high density, if your hair is very thick, this might be more ideal for you. And this uses a 15% citric acid and a bond repair complex. If that sounds familiar, there's a reason. The Garnier bottle pretty much says the same thing. These are both owned by the same company. They're just targeting different audiences. But it's up to your preference which one you get. To apply this, you apply it like you do with the Garnier. So you wet your hair, you apply this from your ends to your roots. Leave it on for 5 minutes and you can rinse, or I like to leave it on and just shampoo straight away, especially if I have a shampoo that's really strong and my hair seems to get tangled. And like the Garnier, I would say you can use this every time you shampoo. If you miss a day or two, it's not the end of the world, but I like using this especially when I have a shampoo that's super strong. Some pros is that it's affordable, super attainable, and very user-friendly. Some cons is that I know that some people have said that this is too heavy for their hair. I don't know how they were using the product. I know some people have commented that it's been heavy on their hair. For our last pre-poo treatment, we have the Epres bonding treatment. Now, this is a pre-poo bonding treatment that uses something called biodiffusion that continues to repair your hair even after you wash this out of your hair. And this is a bonding product, specifically a disulfide bonding product. To use this, you can apply this before you even get in the shower. So I like to apply this, then look for clothes I'm going to wear or get a towel or whatever products I'm going to use in the shower. But as long as you wait, I think the time is like 10 minutes before you shampoo, this is good to use. Then you just shampoo and condition as usual. I would use this once or twice a week. You can use this every time you shampoo. It kind of just depends what products you have in your routine. If you're using another pre-poo, you can use the other pre-poo and this pre-poo if you wash your hair 2 times a week. It kind of just depends what you have and what you want to do for your routine. Some pros of this product is that it's super eco-friendly. It just comes in a bottle and these little vials, and you add water to make the full product. And it also continues repair after you apply the product. product. Some cons would be the higher price point because this is $50 and it doesn't really detangle your hair like some of the other pre-poos that we've seen. I had to add at least one shampoo and I chose the Dove Bond Strength shampoo. Like the mask uses a bioprotein care peptide complex to repair your hair. And this is the type of product that I think that really anyone can use. I've heard very few complaints about it too. So if you have chemical, mechanical, heat damage, environmental damage, this is a really good product to use. And the reason I say that is because this one's super affordable, but it's also something that everyone needs. Everyone needs a shampoo, and this is just a good repair shampoo. And to use this product, you just wet your hair, you apply the product to your hands, and you lather your hair and shampoo as you normally do. You can use this in every wash. You can use this in every other wash. It just depends how often you're washing your hair and just how often you want to use a repair product. There won't be any bad things that happen if you use it a lot. Some pros of the product is that it's affordable, it's easy to find, it's super user-friendly. Some cons is really just like some people might not like scents, and this has somewhat of a high scent. Dove hair products and body products tend to have some scent, and some people just might not like them. We're finally at our hair serums and oils, and the first oil is Olaplex number 7. I had to include at least one Olaplex product. This is the only Olaplex product I use consistently, so it just had to make the list. Olaplex was the first disulfide bonding product, and this has disulfide bonding technology. Now I have to look at the name. Like I know the name, but I have to look at it because it's so long. Bis-aminopropyl diglycol demaleate, and that is Olaplex's bonding technology, and it's in all of Olaplex's product. I think the best Olaplex product I've tried is the hair oil, which is why it's on this list. Even though this product is a bonding product, it also has dimethicone, which is going to help give that heat protection for up to 450 degrees. Now to use it so you can get the max results kind of just depends how you want to use it. Some people use it on their wet hair and just this on their wet hair instead of a leave-in. That's not enough for me, so I actually just style my hair and diffuse my hair, and then I apply this product to crunch out my hair. Sometimes I'll apply it before I'll apply my gels for diffusing because it's also a heat protectant. And to use this product, you can just use this whenever you use heat. You can use this whenever your hair seems a little dull, or if you want to like hydrate your ends a little bit. Some pros of the product is that it's one of the first bond repair products, so the brand is super trustworthy, and it'll also repair your hair and also act as a heat protectant. Some cons is that the bottle's a little small. I've had this bottle for like maybe 2 years and I'm only like halfway through. The bottle is small though, and nothing repair is gonna be as effective as a treatment. I don't really like Olaplex number 3, but I do like Olaplex number 7 as a bonding oil. But one of the cons is that it's not the treatment itself. Next, we have the very affordable, very large bottle of the Dove Bond Strength Serum. Like, look at it. It's literally 3 Olaplexes. This product has silicones and uses Dove's bioprotein care that we've been hearing from the mask and the shampoo, the same technologies in the serum. And this is the type of product that pretty much anyone can use. For some people, it might be a little heavy because it is a serum, but I honestly think this is a super flexible product to use in anyone's routine. And how often you use it, you should just use it whenever you're applying heat to your hair, or if you're taking out the crunch from your curls. Or if your hair is a little dull, you can just apply it to the ends of your hair. Sometimes I use this to refresh my hair a little bit. Some pros, it's affordable, it's easy to find at drugstores, and it's also super easy to use. Also, the bottle is huge for a serum. Some cons, people might not want protein in their products, and for some people it might be a little heavy. I think I did have one comment on TikTok that said that this product was too heavy for their hair. The final repair product is the newest product drop, and it's the OGX Bond Repair Heat Protectant. Now, I have to read what the bonding ingredient is because I haven't talked about OGX a lot, and this is a relatively new product. So it's cysteine bis PG propyl silentriol, I believe. But anyways, it's a heat protectant that protects your hair up to 450 degrees like the other heat protectants, but it's a spray. It's a spray bottle, kind of like the Epres bottle that we saw earlier. And to use this product, you just spray it on your hair before you use any hot tools. And you have to supposed to spray it 6 to 8 inches from your hair, so like about here. Some pros of the product is that it's really lightweight. It's literally a mist, and it's super affordable, and it's super user-friendly. Some cons may be that the scent is a little too strong, and some people might not like silicones. And it's not a treatment itself. It's just a product you can use within your routine, because the most effective products in a product line blueprint is always going to be the treatment for repair. That was a lot of products. My throat hurts because I've been talking so much, so we gotta wrap up. After this breakdown, if you still need help building your routine, I opened up my one-on-one consultations. And we'll go through your hair goals, your routine, your hair problems, and other hair preferences you have to build a routine that's sustainable for you, for your time, your lifestyle, and your budget. And of course, if you want the full breakdown for this video on a written form, I have the repair product blueprint. I literally use the blueprint to read off all the information about the products. Please make sure you like and subscribe because it helps me create more videos like this one. And if you have any products you think we should go over, make sure you put them down in the comments. As always, I love to learn with you and I can't wait to see what we do next.